Good morning once again, folks, and welcome back to the channel. And again, let me get my mask off. I've got my mask on, got my gloves on, getting ready to lay the fairing compound down the sides here. So I am going to get over there and start mixing up the resin, and we're just going to get after it here. I will see you here shortly. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I thank each and every one of you for watching. I thank all my subscribers. God bless all of you. And like I say, I could not do this without you. Okay, now let's get after the fairing. Okay, I am back. And we have about, 3/4 of the side coated now. I started to run out of resin. And, you know, the other day I said that it works best to go ahead and mix up a cup and then just dump the whole cup and work it. Now that works good on flat surfaces. Doesn't work so well on these vertical surfaces. You kind of get gravity working against you on that. If I try that, if I say I just go ahead and dump, you know, the entire cup along the length of this side right here, start working on that end, and by the time I get here, it's already starting to sag and run off onto the floor. So like I said, gravity works against me on that. So kind of have to go back to the way that I started out, and that's just dump a little bit on there and work it, dump a little bit on there and work it. Takes a little bit more time that way, but on a vertical surface, that's the only way you can do it. All right, folks, we're going to let this cure. Was able to get like I said, about 3/4 of this done, and I came up here and applied some up here by the bow, and so I just have a little small area right here to fill in, and I'm going to wait until this fires off before I tackle this. All right, we will see you in the next segment. Okay, folks, I'm back, and I'm going to finish up the fairing on the bottom here this morning, or I'm going to try to anyway. I've got an area right here on the stern, on the back of the transom here, that needs to be addressed. I've got that bare spot right here that I need to finish out right here, and of course I also got to finish out this little strip right here all the way down. And then I've got an area right here. I'm going to transition to bright sun. I've got this area right here on the bow that also needs to be taken care of. So I'm not going to record that because you've already seen me work this fairing compound into this hull multiple times now in the last couple of videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this done. I'm starting to feel a little bit of a time crunch here. Of course, you know, it's just I'm putting pressure on myself because I really would like to get this done before the weather turns cold, so I can get this out to the lake and get it float tested. But anyway, with all that aside, I'm going to go ahead, get this done, and then I will be back once that's finished. Well, okay, it is done. I have one little small area down on this strip right here, right back here. I just ran out of resin before I could get that finished right there, but I got the transom done also. A little bit rough. Praise the Lord for sandpaper, because it's going to need it. I'm going to have to get in here and really do a lot of sanding on this to get that nice and smooth. But we got the weave filled in, and so the game plan back here is to go ahead and come down to about right here, right about to the tops of these float pods, and just make a straight line. And when I get ready to paint, that's where I'm going to stop right there, because I do have a plate that's going to bolt in at that location. Remember, I talked about the stainless steel plate in one of my previous videos. It's a wear plate, and let me see if I can set that up without having it fall to the floor. And so I've got that cut to shape. That's going to bolt in right here. Now I have wet resin, so I can't actually lay it up on there, and so hopefully we won't see you know, a real sharp paint line right here. Like I said, I'm only going to paint it to about right here, because when I flip this boat back over, I'm going to have more fiberglass work to do, and I'm going to have to drape fiberglass from the top down. So I need to leave these areas right here bare And that's so the fiberglass will adhere to this area that I previously glassed, and will adhere to the glass on the rub rail right there. So like I said, I've got to pick a stopping point, and this is where I'm going to stop when I get ready to paint. Of course, I'll paint this area. I'll tape this off on these corners. I'm not going to paint this. That will be done later. Again, same thing. I've got more fiberglass work to do. I've got to drape some glass down from the top once I flip the boat over. And then this area here, underneath here, I don't know if you can see that, that's going to be a lot easier to finish out, again, once the boat is upright. So that's it for now. I'm just going to go ahead and let this fire off. I'll get out here and start working it later. I will probably just use that System 3 to finish out this little small area. And I think the System 3 is also what I'm going to use on these rub rails right here. It's just hard to work that red mud in such a small area like that. And so I think that System 3 would just work a whole lot better right there. And plus, like I said, there's going to be more fiberglass that's going to be draped down from the top anyway. So not terribly concerned about the rub rail. I do have a vinyl piece that's going to attach all the way around that will cover that area. So like I said, that's it for now. Just going to let it fire off. Got some errands to run. Need to leave the house for just a little bit. I will see you in the next segment. Okay folks, it is starting to get a little hot out here. It is still summer, like I mentioned in that last video. It's heading for the upper 90s today, and I'm already leaking. So I was working resin a while ago when I was trying to explain my game plan for the transom area here. I've got to come in to these two areas here, inboard sides of the float pods, and level that out just a little bit more. But like I mentioned in that last segment, I'm going to run some tape across here, and that's where I'm going to stop with the paint when I paint this. And I'm going to run that same tape right around this corner here, all the way around, all the way down that corner, and that's where I'm going to stop the paint. And of course, the reason I'm doing that on a corner is that the tape line will not be as noticeable whenever you tape it on a corner like that. I am going to have a noticeable tape line here, but again, I've got that stainless steel wear plate that I'm going to bolt in place once everything is finished back here. Once all the fiberglass and fairing work and paint work is finished, that will go in place right there. And of course, I've got a piece for the inside of the transom as well. And as I explained 3 or 4 videos ago, the purpose for those stainless steel plates is to keep the clamps on the outboard from wearing into that wood. And you see that a lot, especially on older John boats, because even though, yeah, they're aluminum, they still have wood transoms. And I've seen John boats where those clamps were worn almost all the way through the transom. And of course, you know, that's why you oftentimes have to rebuild the transom on aluminum John boats. But anyway, I'm just to the point now where all I can do is just wait, let that fire off. I'm going to wrap up this video right here and pick it up in the next video. The majority of the work now, it's going to be touching up the areas where it's still a little bit thin with the System 3, and then it's just going to be a lot of sanding. And we interrupt this program. I am going to go ahead and just take you through just a little small section right here. I'm going to fair this out, this area right here, with the System 3 quick fair. And I'm just going to take you through that. I'm just going to do just a little small area, like I said. And as soon as I get this mixed up, I'll be right back. Alright, so we got it mixed now. And I'm just going to one-hand this. I'm holding the camera in my left hand. I'm going to try to go ahead and smooth this out with my right hand. Let me make sure I've got the right side. I actually want that to be curved just a little bit. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this on as thin as I can. If I can see through it, that's good. I'm not trying to build up any material. All I'm trying to do is just fill in any low spots and voids in the red mud that I laid down earlier. All right, here goes. And I'm pressing really, really hard with the paddle. And as you can see, I mean, it's clear. You know, you don't see a white buildup here. And that's what I want. You know, I do not want that. I want that. Because that gives me the smoothest finish, what I have discovered. All right, that's what I'm after right there. And like that right there, I can just knock that down with my finger. But that's pretty much what I want. I just want it to be so thin that you can see through it. And like I said, that gives me the smoothest finish. All right, I've got a big old pile of quick fare to work here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off now, and I'm going to finish working this section right here. It kind of looks like automotive Bondo. If you've ever done any body work on a car, that's kind of what it looks like, but it is a micro balloon epoxy. I need to get busy before this starts to set up. So I do thank each and every one of you for watching, for clicking on this video today. I thank all my subscribers. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, in all things, to God be the glory.